everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show. I hope all of you are well and safe. There's been a lot of things that are going on right now. Sorry. I'm fighting some allergies, and Mother Nature is waking up. Spring is almost here. Um, anyway, we're going to talk about Congress, the House, and the MAGA's not doing their job. They're saying they're thwarting every turn the Democrats try to correct and make, and causing a lot of problems. Well, I got a big suggestion about all this. Why don't the members of the House, the good guys, I'm talking about the Democrats, not all Democrats are, there's not a bad person on the Democratic side. They keep all blaming Democrats, and really the blame falls on the MAGAs. And some of the Republicans that do caucus with the Democrats, they should get together and boot out the MAGAs. Lock them out of the chamber. Don't allow them to vote. Have Hakeem Jeffries take over the House and vote them out. They're almost at a very thin majority anyway. I'm talking about the Republican side. They have such a razor thin majority, and you know what? He needs to lose one more vote. And when that happens, bye-bye Johnston. He is doing dereliction of duty. That's what he's doing. He keeps sending anything that we try to confront, he keeps sending the House members home. In other words, he doesn't want to solve the problem. Well, we're going to solve it for him. He needs to be removed. Okay? And then Trump is trying to do this so-called Project 2025 thing. Well, the women that vote, their maiden names have to their names have to match what's on their birth certificates. Well, there's a lot of married women that take on their husband's name, and that happens all the time. Who wants to go through the process of putting your name back on the maiden name? Really? Okay? And the women in Congress, when they passed this, they should have stopped and thought, wait a minute, I'm married, and it's different from my birth certificate. That means I can't vote. They need to think things through. You know what? Too bad we can't turn the tables on the guys, on the men, and say, well, even though you have your last names, but just plainly not allow them to vote. Of course, I know it's against the Constitution, okay? But Trump is violating the Constitution. He's violating the women's rights to vote. And it's been well over 126 years since that was voted into Congress. That was done on both the Democrats and the Republican side. They go, well, yeah, because it would solve our disparity on numbers, on voting numbers. At that time, there was in order to reach a certain percentage to elect a person into federal office, you have a very small percentage of men at that time. In other words, the men were eligible to vote, but the women were not eligible to vote, except only one state that allowed women to vote, and that was South Dakota. because they could not reach their majority numbers. So they say, you know what, on the state level, we're going to allow women to vote. And there were a number of towns. This is during the Wild West. Towns elected women mayors. They elected women sheriffs who did an excellent job of keeping the peace and enforcing the law and everything. Okay. Now, back to the present. I can't understand why the MAGAs don't want to solve the problem to get things done. I just don't get it. Okay. They are being stupid. They're being obtuse. You explain the facts to them, they're looking at you like, what do you mean? You know, and it's like, start thinking. They need to be sent back to grade school and start learning critical thinking all over again. Okay? And people say, well, there's some school districts that don't teach kids critical thinking. Well, you know what? We need to smarten up the kids. Smarten them up. Don't dumb them down. Smarten them up. Because if you make a dumb population, they're not going to survive. Okay? So, let's push back on this. I really do. Because Johnson should be fired for not doing their election of duty. The people need to fire him. The House representatives themselves need to turn around and fire him. I would love to see Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. Boy, he would whip that place back in shape so fast it wouldn't be even funny. You know he wants to get things done. So, too bad we can't move up the midterms. Do the midterms now. And get it out of the way. Don't worry about it for the fall. Move it up now. And let's say do a snapshot election now. And and don't allow any cheating. No cheating, no manipulating the numbers, and do a proper election. And people need to stop panicking too. You need to start thinking correctly. You need to start doing critical thinking and look at all sides, then push forward with a plan. We are the government, you and I. I said this in my videos so many times before. We are the government. We're the bosses. And what we tell Congress goes. They need to listen to us. And the Judiciary Committee need to fire Bondi. And get a professional person in there that knows everything, that done the work in the DOJ, knows what's what. She doesn't know a thing, okay? She's never been in a trial, helped in a trial, defended somebody in a trial. She never I don't think she knows the law. And so she needs to go. She's done dereliction of duty. She's violated people's rights, due process, and we need due process law back. Because it's put there for a reason. Okay? So we need to push back. We need to tell Congress, get back to work. And if MAGAs don't cooperate and start thwarting, kick them out of the chambers. Lock them out. Don't allow them to vote at all. Lock out Johnson. Have Minority Leader Jeffries as Speaker. Or better yet, do a vote and just remove Johnson. Remove him. You want to get things done. And I'm kind of glad to see a lot of the MAGAs are giving up and not running for a re-election. They know full well that they lost their jobs anyway. Okay? So we need to push back. Start yelling. And somebody said, "What are you preaching to the choir?" No, not preaching to the choir. Things need to be said. And Trump, he's another guy that needs to be removed from office. Okay? He needs to be impeached. And when he's impeached, all the cabinet goes. They're gone. Then do a snapshot election to get a new president and get things back in place to where it should be. Then Trump needs to go to a hospital for criminally insane. Okay? And so does Stephen Miller. He's putting all these dumb ideas into Trump. And I think now Trump he's not putting the stuff out. Sure, he goes into these tantrums, but I think Miller is putting stuff into Truth Social for Trump. And then Trump he's right now dealing with dementia, and his narcissism got really bad. So he should have not been elected at all. And Trump cheated. So we need to fix that. Give the Federal Elections Commission more teeth to enforce federal elections. The states can take care of the state and local elections, okay? But it's the federal ones. Or just revamp the whole thing. In other words, put in common sense protocols, okay? ICE needs to be banned. They need to be disbanded and banned. And those that cause serious harm to the public, they should be in jail. And the American public needs to be hard-nosed about that. And if the ICE star or whoever he is and Bonnie doesn't like people pushing back, well, that's just too bad. They're fired. Anyway, let's see. Let me check my calendar real quick. I will see you on Monday on the 16th at 1 o'clock, my usual chat show, and I will post this on my YouTube channel. I need more subscribers to my YouTube channel. Right now I'm at 64, but I'd like to get up to 100,000, which would be really nice. So yes, I know I need to make some changes on my YouTube. It's a learning curve, okay? But I need to, get like an intro card, things like that set up. So I'm going to look into doing that. Do some playing around. Maybe have AI help me with that. People sit there and freak out about AI, and I go, stop freaking out. Make AI work for you, not the other way around. Okay? Uh, People say, well, it'll take away jobs. Well, it depends on what jobs. Just use that, okay? You still need manual labor to fix cars, put everything together. And sure, there's robot things that put cars together. That's because there are some sections of building an automobile is dangerous, okay? They're trying to avoid injuries. But you still need somebody to operate the robot. They can't do it themselves. They can't keep things going for themselves. Um, so, for example, so like in anything new, stop panicking. Look into it, make it work for you. I look at AI as a like an encyclopedia if it's trained for that. You train your AI. It doesn't train you. You train it of things that you know. Okay? Alright, I'm gonna go finish my lunch, my coffee. I'm gonna relax. My hand's getting better. Um, it just takes time. So I will see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. And our Seahawks are now on their well-deserved vacations. They need to take a break. It's been a long year, long season for them. So they need to take a break. And then, of course, they have um, many like the drafts and the NFL combines and everything that's going on. Um, that happens later on the spring and summer. Then in September, the season 2026 season will start. Well, people say, well, this is 2026. Well, my thing is what I figured out is the season ran from September to February. Well, they should push it back to late August, middle August to January, or middle of August to December, and end it on that year. So it kind of aligns the year and the season. It gets a little confusing. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Okay, have a good weekend. Love to all. Be sure to subscribe on my YouTube channel under the same name, Ginger's Chat Show. And I'll see you on Monday. Thank you for watching. Love to all. Bye-bye.